Well, joining us now is Joel Rubin, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State in the Obama administration. Joel, welcome. Thanks for joining us on The Context. We've had the tit for tat, says Mr. Trump. They can resolve their differences. How likely is that right now?
Well, it's not going to happen if nobody helps them to resolve these differences. And so it's good that President Trump is finally speaking out about this. It's a slow response, quite frankly. I guess he's been preoccupied with pressure in Canada, our ally to the north, who poses no threat to American national security. But this needs to be taken seriously. You know, when I served at the State Department years ago in the Bush administration as well, I remember when Deputy Secretary Armitage went out to Islamabad and he made it clear that there needed to be a change in policy across the region. And Secretary Powell later, during the line of control dispute back then, was very engaged, working the phones, speaking directly to the leaders, aggressively shutting down the potential war. That needs to happen again.
Iran has been talking about trying to mediate. Once Mr. Trump sees that and that registers, how much more likely is he to get involved?
Well, it should motivate him, shouldn't it? I mean, America, the United States, we have, as the president said, strong ties to both Pakistan and India. We should be the country organizing multiple countries to put pressure on both of these nuclear powers to not go further. We should not be allowing our diplomatic power to diminish to the extent now where a country like Iran is somehow seeing itself as an arbiter between these two powers that are, again, American allies. This is a real diminishment of American diplomatic leadership, and that's a concern. I hope it would motivate the White House to recognize that they're losing diplomatic power in a regional hotspot like India and Pakistan.
How much more of a risk is there from these hostilities over Kashmir than we've seen in the past?
This always is a conflict that tends to trip into the unknown, and the scariness of this conflict, of course, is that they have about 350 nuclear warheads between them. If they were to attack each other with them, we could have a global nuclear winter. That is a scenario that nobody, of course, wants to see. But there are no guardrails on this relationship. This is the most unstable nuclear stare down that we have on the planet. And that's why you need continual diplomacy from countries like the United States and, of course, others as well to support it, to put guardrails in place. Because these two countries, they fought many wars against each other, and it's a very emotional conflict. They're right next door. Kashmir is, of course, a tinderbox. But there's nothing naturally holding them back from going further except for pressure from the outside.
We have seen Pakistan approach the United Nations about Kashmir. How hopeful are you that that's a sign that Pakistan does want to find a resolution once and for all?
Well, you know, I certainly hope they do. The United Nations can be a strong forum for a discussion about the future of Kashmir. India needs to be signed up to that as well. I'm not sure that that's exactly going to happen. But, you know, when Pakistan, and I have to make this comment as well, when Pakistan acts as if a terrorist attack that comes from its territory had nothing to do with them, that government, it echoes past sort of distancing from, for example, hosting Osama bin Laden. It's not very credible. So it would be good for them to as well be transparent about what's happening on their territory and to work with India and the United Nations at stamping out terrorist threats that emanate from their territory.
Joel Rubin, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State in the Obama administration. Good to have you on The Context. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Martine.